Today's conversation is going to be about potatoes. Are we supposed to heal them or not supposed to heal them? Hi y'all, welcome to the channel. I'm Heather. Today I'm planting some potatoes, and one of the confusing things over the years for me has been the question of healing potatoes versus not healing potatoes. When are we supposed to heal them? How do we know when if we're supposed to heal potatoes? Most people say that we need to heal potatoes. Healing simply means that we mound the dirt up around the plant as it grows to keep as much of the stem covered as possible for a bigger yield of potatoes. All right, so I guess the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to share with you the variety. I ended up buying some seed potatoes at a discount. And there was a couple that is soft. This one has developed a bad spot, but it still has some nice eyes on it. But I ended up getting 16 pounds of Yukon Gold seed potatoes for $4. So I couldn't pass them up at such a great deal. Okay, guys, so how do we know when to heal or not to heal? All right. Well, first we need to understand that there are two varieties of potatoes. There are determinate varieties and there are indeterminate varieties. Okay, so with that knowledge, we can figure this out. I don't see a lot of information about healing versus not healing. Okay, I've been a little confused over the years, and thankfully I've figured this out, and all too many times I see so many people making the same mistake. Okay, so we'll start with the determinate potatoes. Okay, determinate potatoes produce a single layer of potatoes along where we're planting them. Okay, so they'll have like a single layer of potatoes along this way. Okay, guys, so I figured I'd do a drawing here and let you see better what I'm trying to say about the determinate potatoes and how they grow off of the original seed potato. Okay, so they will grow out to the sides, okay, and maybe up a little bit, but not very much. So they'll kind of stay right down here at the bottom, okay, where you planted the original seed potato. They don't really travel upwards, okay? And they also produce a few less potatoes than the indeterminates. And they also tend to mature earlier than the indeterminate potatoes. So if you live in a short season grow zone, these might be the potatoes that you want to opt for. Okay, so the indeterminate potatoes, okay, they produce tubers in multiple layers. Okay, guys, so for the indeterminate variety, okay, what I'm explaining to you is that when you plant the original seed potato here at the bottom, they will grow here around the bottom, and as it grows up, it will send out more roots and form more tubers up in 2 to 3 different places up the stem. Now, my drawing is not to scale, so it looks like it's all underground, but you want to heal to make sure that you keep all these potatoes that are growing up the stem. You want to make sure that you keep those covered. Okay, so we need to make sure that we keep them covered up at least 12 inches, okay? So that way it has enough growth space to produce more tubers, because that's what the potato is called, is it's a tuber, okay? So we want to make sure that it produces as much as we can. So that's the purpose of the healing, okay? So the indeterminate variety needs a longer grow season. So it's perfect for those warmer climates. Okay, guys, so with that knowledge, okay, what has been confusing to me is the fact that this bag of seed potatoes for the Yukon Gold, okay, it's an actual seed potato, but on the back, and I will, put it here so you can see it as well, the very last paragraph of the How to Plant Continued section says, Your crop of potatoes will form between the seed potato and the soil surface when the plant stems are about 8 inches high. Add enough soil to bring the soil level halfway up the stem of the plant. This healing process helps to ensure that the forming potatoes do not become exposed to the light. Okay, so the second paragraph on the how to plant continued section of the back of the seed potato bag says dig a shallow trench about 4 inches wide and 6 to 8 inches deep. Place seed potato in the trench, cut side down, and cover with 3 to 4 inches of soil. Do not fill the trench completely. The spacing at which you plant the seed potato will determine the harvested potato size. Depending on the soil temperature, the sprouts will begin to emerge in about 2 weeks. Then add another 3 to 4 inches of soil. Okay, so with my beautiful artwork here and my handy dandy pointer, okay, I'm going to try to explain to you how I'm understanding this to say. Okay, so it's saying that we dig the trench, okay, we plant the seed potato, and then we cover it, 6 to 8 inches, we plant the seed potato. Then we cover it approximately 3 to 4 inches. Okay, and then as it emerges, okay, we're supposed to come back and cover. Okay, so this step here I eliminated by just doing a small trench, okay, small trench, putting the seed potato in and covering it with about 12 inches of hay. Could be a little more or a little less on the hay. I didn't measure. So I'm trying to not have to double work myself, so I'm just planting just so that way the potato has some ground contact, some soil contact, okay, and then I mulch over, okay, so that should eliminate this whole having to go back and cover. All right. Okay guys, so I'm growing several different varieties of potatoes, so I want to let you know that each and every one of the varieties that I have are determinate. Okay, so I want to show you how I've got them planted. I've got a few planted. You've seen me planting some, so let's walk around the garden and look to see what all I've got going on and how many potatoes I actually have. I think I went a little crazy this year, but again, I could not pass up that 16 pounds of potatoes, seed potatoes, for $4. I just couldn't. So that's why we got more. So let's take a look. The first variety we have, okay, is going to be the Yukon Gold, which we just planted. All right. Okay, so this year I'm going to try to grow in bags. I'm using recycled feed bags filled with soil. Okay, and let's see what kind of varieties we have. We have Viking, we have Fingerlings, and we have Purple Majesty. All right, each one of these is a determinate variety, but I did want to let you know that there is roots really close to the top, so I'm going to have to come in here probably with some hay or something to mulch in, or some more soil. Okay, I do check on them. I'm terrible. And again, right there are some roots right at the top. So I do believe I'm going to make sure that we keep these covered. Okay, guys. So that's another 3 varieties. So we have 4. Okay. So, and I planted some out here in the weeds. I don't know how they're going to do, but I was desperate. I had so many seed potatoes, so we planted them out here, and let's check them out. Okay, guys, so Dave tilled up a section here, and I planted just like I did over there, where I just put the potatoes down and I mulched. Okay, so we have Norland Reds and Adirondack Blues here. So that brings us up to 6 varieties, 6 varieties. So most of the varieties that I have, I do know the name of them. There is one variety out here that I really don't know the name of. But I did notice walking over here that I'm having an issue. Okay, so I did plant these next to the duck pen to kind of help cast some shade, just to kind of add to, kind of give them a little more privacy. But I believe they are eating the leaves. So I may have to try to move these before the potatoes start forming in these. All right, and these are the same. They're Adirondack Blues, Norland Reds, and again, some more fingerlings. All right, and I'm not sure, but I'm not sure what kind of fingerling that's going to be. We're going to have to see. Maybe I mismarked the bag. And look, we have a baby one popping up. If this experiment with the bag growing works, I'll be happy to share the method that I did with you. And again, here is a bed that has no name potatoes in it. The potato was bought from the store. There's nothing growing yet, so I'm hoping we actually get something. I did, impatient me, dug down. I did see some roots going on, so maybe we'll get some potatoes. Here's the bed. Let's see if I can find the potato. Oh, there it is. There it is. There is one in there. These potatoes were green when I put them out here. I don't know what the heck happened to them, but again, they were store-bought potatoes and they turned green. Okay, so they're a white potato. I have no clue what they're going to be, but I'm growing them anyways. They didn't even have any eyes on them when I put them in the ground. They were green, had no eyes. I had no clue if they were actually going to produce anything, but they have. Oh, and let's go over here. I've got another bed of Vikings, so let's check those out. All right, so here is the bed of Vikings where I did the exact same method. Okay, I usually just plant on the ground, mulch over with some nutrients when I plant. Okay, so that's my method. I'm excited to see if those grow bags work. Couple of reasons why I decided to do the grow bags is because I've really not been able to harvest any potatoes in the last couple of years, and it's been due to a lot of fire ant damage. Thankfully last year I finally figured out what was the problem. Okay, and you would be amazed that there is an ant mound there one day that wasn't there the day before. So I'm hoping that this will keep the ants out of the bags and out of my potatoes, because if that ends up helping, we may end up growing our potatoes in bags. We'll see how that goes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it very helpful. If you've learned something from it, please don't forget to give me a like and to share the video. I think other people can learn from this video. And until next time, guys, happy homesteading.